little pauses to me, man, that shit sounds so incredible to me. I want to get back to the song. This shit is nasty.
I'm gonna start this back from the beginning. Charismatic frontman can do a lot.
Yeah, boy.
Can do a lot for a band. They can make a band and kill a band.
Nasty though. That is nasty.
Wrong to me.
That is nasty.
The riffs and my man Peter Steele's voice.
Really, it's like nails on a chalkboard to me, guys. So, but we're gonna get through it. We're gonna get through it. And it's never mind. Keep it going, George. just keep it going. Check us out on Patreon, guys, where we give you our exclusive access to all of our videos, 186 videos and counting.
Bangers too, though. Bangers. You know, nothing too shabby. I mean, I don't know, like a Led Zeppelin marathon. We got Metallica on there, some Megadeth stuff. You know, I'm just saying, just throwing that out there, man.
What's up, guys? Your boys are back. I'm Ryan, my man, George.
Yeah, what's shaking, guys? How you living out there, man? Shout out to the free thinkers. Shout out to everybody that's been following us on our new Instagram, Def to Radio. That's DEAF2 Radio. Make sure y'all follow us there.
As always, guys, make sure you like, subscribe, hit the notification bell so you're notified when we drop new music. Up and coming artists, make sure you check out the link in the description. We'll do about 60 seconds of your song in the beginning of one of our up and coming videos to get you some promotion. So make sure you check that out. Metallica. Man, now, I don't know if everybody know, but you should know by now. We love Metallica, man. Going all the way back when we first started the channel, we did our first Metallica song. I think it was Enter the Sandman or Master of Puppets or something like that. Sad but true. All that shit, man. Because I remember when we did Enter the Sandman, which I had heard prior to us doing it. And man, I didn't really know a lot of heavy metal music before the channel, but I knew that shit. So it's great that they're coming out with a new project, new album.
Yeah, man, 72 seasons.
Yeah, man.
You know, and they got the tour popping as well.
Oh, man.
And you know, me and Ryan were talking about it. I'm like, yeah, we might have to hop on, you know, maybe one of these tour dates, man, because we've been talking about wanting to go see Metallica live for quite some time. So, man, let's get into it, man. I mean, y'all been waiting on it. A few people have kind of blown us up on Def to Radio. A couple of y'all hit us up on Twitter to get to it. Like, what's taking y'all so long? We're here now. Let's get to it. Lux Æterna, I believe, is the name of the song. It looks like it's Latin for eternal light. Let's get into it. Lux Æterna. Right into it. For sure. For sure. James sounds good though. I mean, I don't know if. Listen, man, hold on. I don't know if this is the studio magic or not. Because one thing I was focusing on is how James is gonna sound. You know what I mean? I actually think if he sounds like this live, I think he sounds good, man.
Yeah.
One thing I've noticed with a lot of like legacy bands, man, is that lead singer's voice over time, your voice just changes naturally.
It does.
And it's hard to sound like you used to. I feel like he sounds the same. I don't really see much of a change. And based off of just, you know, this little snippet here with this specific song, how much of a change in his voice. So I give him that for sure. Shout out to James.
And they sound good as a band too, for me. I feel like musically they're spot on, because, you know, one thing about Metallica that I think George and I both appreciate is how precise they are with stops and starts and their transitions and things like that. One thing I was saying when the music was playing is I felt like this is just light work for them, meaning that it's just very effortless for them to pull this off. even though the song sounds good, but it sounds like a watered down Metallica to me. It sounds like that they're just like, okay, let me show you we can still do it, but it's very mild to me. But it's still punchy. It still sounds, I always say mastered, and that's probably the wrong word, but even back in the day when we heard Enter the Sandman and One and all those songs, it just sounded like their music just was amplified and rich.
The engineering of it is excellent.
Whatever, yeah, it just sounds rich. So they still have that, and I still think that their transitions are very precise, even though what they're transitioning into doesn't sound difficult to me. I mean, again, I'm not a musician, so I don't know, but it doesn't sound difficult, but it's very precise and it's very on point. And they sound like they haven't missed a beat. It just sounds like this is very easy for them. That's what it sounds like. Like this is just, let me just give them a little morsel, a little appetizer to let people know that, Metallica can still play at a high level and the lead singer can still sing his ass off. So that's what it sounds like to me.
Yeah, it sounds like they sleeping on silk sheets, man. That's all. That's all. It just sounds like, the famous, legendary Marvin Hagler, man. It's hard to get up and fight and train when you're sleeping on silk sheets, man. It just sounds like this is, okay, took the kids to soccer practice and, did all like, okay, now let's go to the $1 million studio compound to, to make some music versus like being in a garage, you know what I'm saying? Where I can't eat unless we get this, my life depends on this song working. That's kind of the difference to me here. It's just a very, very polished, watered down. I love that, Ryan. I don't think that this in terms of like complexity is nowhere near. You know what I'm saying? I might need to throw on Disposable Heroes after this. But it's cool. Does it sound bad? Of course, because Metallica really never sounds bad to me. They never really sound bad. Like, I heard a couple people saying, oh, when you guys get to this, you're going to see how awful it is. I'm like, I'm not hearing awful. I'm just hearing basic, standard, but I'm not hearing awful. They sound great in terms of how tight and polished their sound is. You know what I mean? So let's keep it going.
Full speed or nothing. Full speed or nothing. Lux Æterna!
Hold on. It's still tight. They still tight.
Full speed or nothing. Full speed or nothing. Lux Æterna. Lux Æterna.
Yeah, they still in there.
Yeah, they still got it.
We're gonna let it finish. We're gonna let it finish. Yeah. I'm hearing a little bit of. Let's let it finish all the way. Oh, it's still going.
Yeah.
They started to turn up a little.
They still got it. They still got it.
They got a little. I went get there, man. Yeah, they got a little loose. They started to get a little loose from that solo on. I started to, like what I was hearing a little bit.
What did Kurt hit us in the mouth when he said, "Oh, this is simple. This is not intricate." Okay, let me hit you with this fucking finger shredding. Fucking breaking fingernails and that motherfucker went crazy. I felt like that came in at the exact point when it needed to. And that's another thing that I love about Metallica. I feel like they're such good composers and know what sounds good and where to put where, or what to put where, excuse me. And when I heard that solo, I was like, oh, here we go. Yeah, I was like, maybe we spoke too soon. And for me, guys, if you've been watching the channel, you know solos where people are just kind of shredding their ass off, unless it's within the flow of the song, I'm really not a big fan of that. And I wasn't a big fan of this solo, but traditionally. But I will say the way Kurt was able to fucking do it and still come back to the song. He went a little off the rails to me, but it was a good off the rails. It was almost a way to silence motherfuckers like me saying like, you know, this is light work for them and shit. Let me show you that I still got it. And that's what I felt like Kurt really highlighted there, that dude, I still can play my motherfucker. I'm one of the best to ever do this shit, just so you know. And then I gotta say one more thing. My boy Lars though, man. Lars can still play. I know that it's been kind of a rocky road. It's been like maybe a divide in the metal community. Some people love him, some people don't. But man, I still heard the slickness in the drumming and the tightness and the
impact.
I keep saying I was gonna say mastered, but impact is a good word for it. It's so punchy and it's so dynamic, you know. So I still feel like they got it. That solo and the way they ended this song was timed perfectly, man. Because if the song would have just stayed in that and they didn't incorporate that, I would have continued saying, man, this is just kind of light work. It's kind of a watered down. But I really felt like, even though it's not my favorite song from them, I felt like they gave you in a really short, compact, potent song how great that they were able to play in a quick time frame. I think this was perfect. Little appetizer. We getting back in the game. Let me get my reps in. You know, a boxer kind of getting in the ring and, you know, trying to get his reps in and, you know, get his timing right. Short, condensed, tight, precise, and we go from there.
We're in 2022.
That's what I feel like we got.
We're in 2022, man. 3 minutes and 30 seconds. You know, they know the attention spans aren't what they used to be. To the point you're making, Ryan. Attention spans aren't what they used to be. It's palatable. You know, what did he say? Let's consume the nation in celebration. Like, it's a very basic sort of, you know what I'm saying, generic approach, I think, vocally. But he sounded good, though, even with that approach.
Yep.
They sounded good in terms of their ability to play. Because I've seen legacy bands, and to me, when we've kind of done reactions, and sometimes I just feel like they just can't do what they used to do. They almost feel like it almost feels like they're incapable of being able to play at a certain level, like with other bands we've done. This didn't sound like that. This now, towards the end of the song with that solo coming in, I agree, Ryan, when that solo coming in and just the way that they were sort of bringing back remnants of the initial groove in the midst of that solo, or how they transitioned the song towards the end, I think showed that they can do it. They just chose not to. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Which makes me still excited to see what they do with the album. You know what I'm saying? Because I would like them to get a little bit more loose. But again, this is you know, one of those situations, man, where we just let me give you a palatable piece and maybe just appeal to a wider range of people. You know, make a more mass appealing joint to pull people in, and then maybe in the album we can start getting a little bit more loose. So didn't really like the song, if I'm being honest. Didn't really like it, but they don't sound bad.
Right.
Metallica does not sound bad. So I am very excited to hear what 72 Seasons sounds like in its totality, man. And definitely excited to potentially see these guys on tour. Okay, that's the end of the video. If you guys enjoyed that, please hit the like button. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. And also, guys, check out our Patreon channel. If you're interested, it will allow you to get exclusive access to our content. The link for that will be in the description. I'm George. That's Ryan. Lost to Vegas.
We out.